fetching. Is it simply Barbara?
Simply Iva. Snyder.
Simply gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh, Carlo, there should be a rented truck on the dock. If you could get Miss Snyder's and my luggage in it, please.
I will see to it. No.
Oh.
So is a little bright this morning, no? Iva.
Yes?
You look so beautiful today.
Thank you. Thank you, Franco.
Listen, I have my card for you.
Your card?
You must call me when you get in Roma now, okay?
Oh.
Nothing for me?
Jason, I think you will have access to Iva's, huh? Well, I have told my chauffeur to put all your luggage in the limousine. So if you're ready...
We are.
Then
Thank
let's go.
you.
Arrivederci.
Ciao, ciao.
Arrivederci.
You want to look at the ocean?
Sure.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this here. Anyway.
I'll be able to look at the ocean all the way up the coast. Are you still sure?
What?
So you want to brave the Amalfi Coast with me in a truck?
Absolutely.
Well, you got guts, lady.
Well, I trust you. I mean...
Well, that's about the nicest compliment I've ever had. I have one for you, too.
What?
Well, of all the multitudinous outfits I've seen you parading around in, I must say I like simply Iva Snyder best.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. That's good because, it's me. I mean, it's the real me.
Well, that's why I like it the best.
Over your lips.
So we test our land legs.
I guess we can try.
My sea legs are shot.
Wesson's meant the best in frying for 75 years, and it just keeps getting better.
Wesson vegetable oil is my old favorite. All natural, cholesterol-free. That's not exactly old-fashioned.
Wesson corn oil is part of our low-fat, low-cholesterol diet because we're concerned about reducing cholesterol.
Wesson sunflower oil is 89% saturated fat-free. That's right for the way we live.
Wesson vegetable, corn, and sunflower oils. With every bite, you know you're eating right.
It's easier than ever to pour on the softness with my new bottle. It's no mist spout and no mess cap. Make it a whole lot neater. Come on, pour on Snuffle Softness with no mist, no mess. Try my new bottle today.
When the day is long, the pressure is on. You're working hard, you're out in the yard. You don't have the time, but you gotta unwind. You know the one, it's McDonald's for food, clothes, and fun.
So how was your day, Billy?
At Play School, we created Alfie. He's the perfect first computer. He teaches math, spelling, games on a preschool level so that learning's lots of fun. Play School's Alfie, the perfect preschool computer.
I got it right.
Eureka's hot shot back gives you all he's got, but don't cost a lot. High performance back, turn on the juice, bring that deep clean back. You're gonna want what he's got. Cleans it all, wow to wow.
High performance at a low price. From Eureka.
I am sorry Margot felt she had to call Bob about Susan's fall.
Well, Graham, I've got to be honest with you. If she hadn't, I probably would have.
Franny, I'm sure that's why they're cutting their trip short. I wonder if Kim knows.
Well, I'm sure she does. Daddy's been honest with her about everything.
I respect Bob's honesty, but I do wonder if, in this case, it was necessary to be so brutally frank, if it was wise in this situation.
Well, you know, I'm a little surprised at you. I mean, you know what secrets like that can do to a relationship.
Yes, but I also know what revealing this has done to Bob and Kim's relationship.
Anna DeBarber coming out of Dr. Samuel's office.
How are you feeling?
Well, I'm fine. There's still a lot to do before the baby's born.
Well, listen, don't bite too much because I would like to give a shower for you. You just tell me when is a good time.
Sweet. Well, you know,
Lisa said she'd like to give me a shower, too, and I told her that I wanted to wait till Kim got back.
Well, they're getting back tonight, actually.
Oh, great. How's Susan? Well, there's really no change. I mean, she still doesn't feel anything from the waist down. I think Paul and Emily are in there with her now.
Well, Emily really wanted to get you roses, but the place we stopped didn't really have nice ones, so...
Your car's still at the cabin, right? So, Paul must have picked you up this morning.
So, Paul and I had a meeting with his mother about the BRO new line. We're going to show up before she has her baby, right?
Yep. Listen, I'll give you guys some time alone. I'll drive you back to the office.
Okay.
I hope you feel better. Take care.
Hi. Didn't realize you and Emily were coming over here.
Well, she's really worried about her mom, and I wanted to be with her, so...
Buy a cup of coffee.
Great.
Excuse me, do you do this for all your patients?
No, just the special ones.
I see.
Whoa. Since we have a moment alone, how about dinner tonight?
Well, actually, I don't know how long I'm going to be at the center with Shannon gone, and I kind of wanted to see Courtney after I finished work, so...
Well, it's a standing invitation, so you just let me know, huh? There's no pressure, just good food, good conversation between two friends.
I like the sound of that.
Good. Maybe you'll call me.
Emily, I got enough to worry about. I don't want to have to worry about you, too.
Mom, Paul and I are very close, and I'm not going to feel ashamed or guilty this time.
Honey, I'm not saying that you should, but, you know, if Barbara finds out...
No, look, Paul was very good with her today at the meeting. He said he's going to take care of that.
And you like that?
Yeah, I do. It's a nice change to have someone take care of me.
Wow. It's a good thing I don't have hay fever.
It's a good thing.
Those are gorgeous.
Wired all the way from London and from Dr. Hughes.
Well, I'm surprised. I thought you didn't want to see me.
I want my $3,000.
Of course.
Where did you get that ugly thing?
Well, that was a gift, though I've added some trimmings to it. Oh, you don't have to count it, Julie. It's all there.
You've been known to lie on occasion. How's your jaw feeling?
My jaw is fine. But Holden may not be fine after I've spoken with my lawyer.
Let me give you some free advice, Tonio. I wouldn't bring a suit up against Holden, or I'll be forced to go to the Argus and the Oakdale magazine and tell how a prominent businessman was knocked out cold at the Mona Lisa.
That's very impressive. Very impressive. I had no idea that you could talk and count at the same time. Aren't you going to thank me?
Do you know when Ted Pickering's limo is leaving for Chicago?
No, but I'll have you picked up at the farm first.
That's not necessary. I know he stays at the Lakeview Towers. I'll just meet him there.
Hello, Emma. It's Tonio Reyes.
Only one children's vitamin comes complete with the great Flintstones taste and fun character shapes kids love.
We are Flintstones kids, 10 million strong.
Flintstones, with the vitamins and minerals kids need and the taste they love.
Now that's what I call complete.
Okay, Peter Pan fans, today we are discussing the art of the peanut butter sandwich. How do we begin?
Left hand on the jar, right hand on the lid.
Now, the aroma of 780 freshly roasted peanuts. Okay, lay out the bread, curvy side away. Spread that creamy Peter Pan all the way to the edge. Now, who will volunteer their sandwich for my eating demonstration? Someone? Anyone? Please? Don't make me beg.
Oh, good morning, Dr. McDermott.
Good morning.
Will you tell me something? Why does Rex blow everything out of proportion so early in the morning? Don't answer that. John is pleased, very pleased that you could give the time so that Bob Hughes could go to London and be with his wife.
I'm only too happy to. You know, I'm very fond of the Hughes family.
Yeah.
Did Dr. Dixon get off to New York okay?
Yes, he did.
You know, I almost called him in the middle of the night last night, but our patient here insisted that he not be notified.
Oh, dear. One of his patients is ill?
No, it's one of the doctors, Dr. Stewart.
Dr. Stewart? Well, she's supposed to be on her way. She's supposed to be in California.
Not anymore. She was packing some boxes in the research lab last night and fell off a ladder.
Another ladder. Well, I'm glad you didn't bother John. How is she? How's she doing?
Her condition's quite serious.
Can I take a look at her?
Keep it short. She's already had quite a parade through there today.
Oh, well, then things can't be too serious.
Mrs. Dixon, if you happen to speak to your husband, please don't say anything. Dr. Stewart was adamant that he not be worried while he was away.
Mum's the word. Was she adamant that Dr. Hughes not be worried?
He knows about it. He and his wife are on their way back.
Oh, God, haven't I suffered enough?
Apparently not. You look awful. I only know because Dr. McDermott let it slip.
Would you do me a favor? Leave.
It's not broken, though, huh?
Nope.
When did this happen?
About a second after you walked out of the lab. Actually, I've been lying here thinking if I should tell everybody that you pushed me again.
Thanks for calling back, Daddy. I'm still not convinced it will work, but I'm going to give it a try. No, whatever happens, Noel and I will just stay at the summer house with Nanny. Don't worry, we'll be fine. Bye now.
Hi, Angel. You all right?
Wonder if any of us will ever be all right again after what's happened.
Well, I hope so, but I was telling them it's going to take some time.
Is Holden still packing the car?
No, he's down at the pond saying goodbye to Emma.
I have to see him.
Cal Strickland. Cal, it's Tonio Reyes. I tried to reach Julie at the Snyders, and she wasn't there. I wondered if, by any chance, she was at your place.
No, she's not. But if I see her, have you got a message?
Well, it's very important that I reach her, and Emma didn't think she'd be home before work. You know, I hope I'm wrong, but I got the feeling that there was some sort of trouble between Caleb and Julie.
Well, you're wrong. Not that it's any of your damn business. But if I see her, I'll tell her you called. That's all we need, Tonio Reyes. Well, what? Julie, you're the last person I expected to see.
I came to return the $3,000 that you lent me.
Well, you might ought to hang on to it.
No. For the first time in my life, money is not important to me. Take it.
Well, listen, you just missed a call from Tonio Reyes.
What did he want?
He was on a fishing expedition, asking questions about you and Caleb.
You didn't tell him anything.
I told him it was none of his damn business.
Thanks, Cal.
Come on in. Come on in. No, Julie, I gotta be honest with you. When I heard about Link, I was shocked. But boy, this business with Caleb, Holden.
So, I guess you know. Does Mama know?
Yeah, but she couldn't keep them from damn near killing each other.
God. I made such a mess out of everybody's lives. Just like I always do. Sometimes I feel like I've got a curse on my head or something.
Listen, I don't want to hear about self-pity and curses. I want to hear what you can do to fix it up between you and Caleb.
What can I do? Cal, he hates me. But you could tell
You could tell Emma and Holden and the rest of the family that I'm really sorry for everything.
Listen, I'm afraid they're going to have to hear that from you.
I can't face them.
Well, you're going to have to face Caleb. He's coming up the driveway.
Mama, I wish I could ask you to wish me luck with Lily.
Holden, you know how I feel.
Holden, thank God you're still here. I've got to have a car to go to Lake Geneva right now.
The car's gonna be here at noon.
No, I have to leave right now. Nanny called and said Noelle's running a terrible fever. Holden, I'm so frightened.
Today, there's a diet pill that can help you lose weight without being hungry and without caffeine to make you nervous.
All my life I've been struggling with my weight. With Dexatrim, I finally lost weight and without being hungry.
These are real people who've lost weight with Dexatrim. Just one works all day, morning through bedtime, to control your appetite and help you lose weight.
Dexatrim did it for me. I lost weight and feel great.
Today is caffeine-free Dexatrim. Nothing works harder to help you lose weight.
I'm not a complainer, but one thing I've noticed, when I have a headache, Tylenol helps, but sometimes not enough. So when I heard that Excedrin came up with aspirin-free Excedrin, I thought I'd try it. Guess what? It worked better than my extra-strength Tylenol. Headache. I mean, when I can...
She about it? You know her. But she loves you, son. She's as worried about you as anybody else in the family.
You know, Cal, there are so many questions, and there just don't seem to be any logical answers. You know, I really thought that she loved me.
I think she still does, Caleb. But love never prevented anybody from making bad mistakes.
You know, I could forgive her about lying to me about the kids and the money. And I can even understand why she didn't tell me about Link, because she was scared, just like with Tonio. I love her so much. I couldn't ever imagine being with another woman, especially if she really loved me. She would never think about going to another man, especially my own brother. How could I have ever thought that I loved you? You're nothing but a lying tramp who'd sleep with anybody who came down the pike.
Julie, no peach ice cream, but look what I have.
Ooh, fudge brownies. That's okay. You go ahead. I'm not real hungry.
All right, listen to me. I hope you thought about what I said. About it being a mistake to just take off like that, Julie.
I thought about a lot of things. Mostly what a mess I've made in my life.
Well, I'll tell you, nobody's made a bigger mess of their life than me. But I'm managing to turn it around, and I think you can, too.
I thought about a lot of things you said. About your addiction. And how you used booze to numb things that you didn't think you could deal with.
It's a big lie. It just makes things worse.
Took a long, hard look at myself. I think I used sex the way that you used alcohol.
Wait, Julie,
No, I'm serious. It's not easy to admit. I'm certainly not proud of it. I think maybe it was because I didn't get a lot of love when I was a kid. You know, my dad walked out, and my mom, she just pretty much ignored me. So one day, I noticed that guys were starting to be attracted to me. I'd never gotten any attention before. I liked it. When a guy put his arms around me, all the pain and the loneliness just kind of went away for a little while. I felt like I belonged. Of course, it didn't last.
I was always hoping it would with the next guy. And the next. And the next. That's how I got pregnant by Frank. Wound up in a horrible marriage. With 2 kids that I had no idea how to raise. Hell, I was just a kid myself. Then I met Link, a cowboy. He was so good, caring. I was so scared of losing him. That's why I didn't tell him I was married. Then when he did split, I was desperate. There was a lot of guys after that. I don't even want to think about it. And finally I met Duke, and you know, we weren't really in love or anything, but it was okay. Till your father showed up. And then I came to Oakdale, and I met you. I know you probably won't believe this, but you were the first person that I ever cared about, I mean, really cared about, before I slept with him. It meant something to me. But when things got bad, I guess I just got scared. And I turned to Tonio. I guess maybe he appealed to my dark side. I don't know. See, I know that sex is not the answer. I know that. I mean, intellectually, I do. Of course, that didn't stop what happened in Lisa's apartment. I know that sex without love just makes things worse. I never hurt so much in my entire life. When Holden started making love to me, even though he was calling me Lily the whole time, I just couldn't stop him. And now look what's happened. The pain that I've caused everybody, including myself. You went somewhere. You went somewhere where they taught you how to deal with booze. Where can I go? Where am I gonna go where they can keep me safe from myself?
We're Flintstones kids.
Flintstones have the vitamins and minerals kids need, plus the great Flintstones taste and fun shapes they love.
Now that's what I call complete.
Out, please. Out, please.
Aren't you glad you used dial?
Oh, press that button.
Don't you wish everybody did?
Did I do that?
That's me, Tommy Lasorda, before I lost 30 pounds in 3 months with the Ultra Slim Fast plan. Now, that was last June, and the big news is I haven't gained an ounce back. The plan is easy. I had a delicious shake for breakfast, one for lunch, and then a sensible dinner. I feel great, and I'm never going to look like this again. Hey, if I can do it, you can do it.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
Don't worry, Diana. I'll go over everything with you before I leave. Listen, I'm sorry if I was excited when you called earlier. I was reading a letter from Shannon, and when the phone rang, I was praying it was her. I'm convinced that she's with Kruger, and I'm going to find her, whatever it takes. Listen, while I'm gone, I'd like it if you had this place cleaned up. All right. Thanks very much. I'll be down soon.
the awesome grill I rented, huh?
Yeah.
And when we get out there, I'll show you all the really cool cooking techniques I learned back in Seattle.
Duke, I grew up in the work camps. I know all about cooking over an open fire.
I'm sorry. Keep forgetting about that part of your life.
Yeah, well, I don't. It just reminds me how far I've come, and it makes me appreciate everything a whole lot more.
Yeah, maybe I ought to do the same. It seems like I'm always trying to put Seattle behind me, but if I thought about it some more, maybe it'd help me keep my disappointments in perspective.
Well, I hope I never disappoint you.
No way. That's not possible.
Oh, anything's possible. Let's just not take anything for granted.
You know I won't with us. Leanne, I want this weekend to be so perfect. I mean, I want it to be something that we can hold on to and remember for the rest of our lives. It's just going to be me and you in our sleeping bags under the stars.
Oh, no. Oh, Duke.
What?
Oh, I forgot about the sleeping bags. I'm so stupid. Margot told me that they were up in the attic, and with all the packing and the rushing around, I totally
that's
forgot.
okay. Leanne, don't worry about it. We'll just pick them up on our way out of town. Nothing is going to spoil this weekend.
I take it she hadn't seen it before. After I realized Philip had killed our son, I knew he was capable of anything. I never thought he'd turn against me, somehow.
That's an attempt to discredit you as a witness for the state. During your marriage, was Philip involved with any other women? Do you remember any names?
There were so many.
I know this is painful. It would be to our advantage if you could give us specific details.
I'll never forget the first time I found out Philip was unfaithful to me. Brock must have been about... Oh, he must have been about 12. It hurt me so much, it's branded in my memory. She lived right here in Oakdale. I saw her once when Philip brought her to Chicago, but he didn't know I knew.
Do you know her name?
Yes. She worked in a hospital here in Oakdale. Her name was Rosemary Kramer.
Well, at least come back to the house and have a bite to eat.
No, Cal, I just need a little time alone, okay?
I don't think he's much up for conversation.
Cal, it's okay.
I'll see you later.
I'm so sorry. If there's anything I can do...
Well, I don't think there's anything anybody can do.
Caleb, this may be the last thing that you want to hear, but I'm going to say it anyway. When you married Julie, I was shocked. In fact, the night of your wedding party, I told her that if she ever hurt you, she'd have to answer to me. But then I saw a big change in her, and a wonderful change in you. I really believe that Julie is the best thing that ever happened to you.
Lily, you don't...
No, please, just let me finish. I think that when two people are lucky enough to find each other and love each other and be as happy as you and Julie were, then nothing should be allowed to stand in their way. If Holden and I had been...
Don't mention his name, okay?
Well, why not?
Lily, I don't want to talk about it, okay?
Caleb, if you don't talk about it, how can I help you? Just give Julie a chance to explain.
I tried. When I found out that she was staying at Lisa's penthouse, I got the key from Lisa and I went over there to try to talk to her.
Well, maybe it was just too soon. Maybe
Lily,
if it didn't work the first time.
Please, don't make me say it, okay?
Say what?
You know, maybe I should tell you. Maybe it's about time I knocked my brother off that white horse. You found out exactly what kind of man he really is. When I went to the Mona Lisa that night, it was closed. I used my key to let myself in, and I went up to the penthouse. And Holden was there with Julie.
Oh, I'm sure he was just trying to help.
No, Lily, what? Do I have to spell this out for you? Holden had just slept with Julie. Your knight in shining armor had just seduced my wife. Caleb! Hey, Caleb!
When it feels good, you want it to last.
When it feels good, make it last.
Like new L'Oreal Color Supreme long wearable lipstick. A lipstick that lasts, but doesn't feel dry.
When it feels good.
This breakthrough formula bonds with my lips. The color stays true for hours.
Make it last.
I've been waiting for this, and I'm worth it.
Make it last.
California raisins from the California vineyards.
Don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine?
Sounds better than what I got.
Betty Crocker says, quote, only 100% Idaho russet potatoes, real cheddar cheese, and a very special taste. Say au gratin potatoes from Betty Crocker and say something special.
Look at that smile. Sensational. She uses Pearl Drops. Pearl Drops has more polishing power than ever to help get your teeth whiter. So, get ready for back-to-back premieres. First, Buck is concerned about Tia's new boyfriend.
I was craving a corn dog and some really bad Chinese food.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. Smell my breath.
Then it gets wet and wild when Major Dad moves to the base.
And I was worried the furniture wouldn't fit.
It's a premiere night of comedy with Uncle Buck and Major Dad tonight.
Tuesday, the season premiere of the show that has already saved 33 lives. How many will it save this year? Get ready for an all-new season of Rescue 911 Tuesday.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light. Next on most of these CBS stations.
Coming up tonight on 5:30 Live, a special concert tonight at the Diamond featuring the Richmond Symphony with special guest star Maureen McGovern. We'll talk with the star of the show tonight on 5:30 Live.
Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.